How's it going, everyone? This is Cloud Chief, and in today's video I wanted to talk about REM tales or chapters. There are REM chapters from 1 all the way up to 10. How they work is chapter 1 through 5 will upgrade the piece from whatever level it is to the 109, and then chapter 6 through 10 will upgrade the pieces from the 109 version to the 119 version. 1 and 6 correspond, 2 and 7, and so forth up. It goes in that order. So 1 and 6 is the headpiece, 2 and 7 are the body, 3 and 8 is the hands, 4 and 9 is the legs, and 5 and 10 are the feet. The chapters 1 through 5 all drop from macrocosmic orbs. So you will need 20 sacred kindred crests to be able to do a BCNM to be able to get chapters 1 through 5. 6 through 10 all drop from high tier battles, which you end up using merits for. Personally, I like the Archangels for that. The Archangels are static for which ones they drop. You can alternatively buy all of these chapters from the Sparks NPC for some Sparks, but I honestly recommend that you do not do that and go do the BCNM stuff, because it takes a lot of Sparks to get them. You need a lot of chapters to upgrade, and I think your Sparks are better off used to turn into Gil, so that way you can just purchase other things. Of course, you can go ahead and do this if you just need 1 or 2 chapters to, finish off a piece. That would make sense to me, but I would highly recommend you go and do the BCNMs. As for 1 through 5, there are some choices you can make for which BCNMs. Personally, for the chapter 1s, I like the Amphibian Assault as opposed to Jungle Boogeyman. So personally, I would go with that. Chapter 2, it is the Kindred Spirits. You don't have any choice in that. If you want to get the chapter 2s, you have to go to Kindred Spirits. For chapter 3, I like the Shadow NM1, or I think it's pronounced Brothers Duopre. I'm probably saying that wrong. Chapter 4 is it's the Anticians. They call it like Legion 11. And then for chapter 5, I personally like Grimshell Shock Troopers 2. Which for chapter 5s, it's one of the 3 original Beastmen areas. But personally, I like the turtles. I think they're easier than fighting orcs or Yagudo. And as I briefly touched on before, for the 6 through 10, there are a variety of different high tier battles that drop stuff. And there's even like some high tier battles can drop like multiple different slips. I highly recommend just sticking with the Archangels to get your 6 through 10, since it's always static which ones drop what. Just for quick reference, 6 is the Hume, 7 is the Elven, 8 is the Mithra, 9 is the Gulka, and 10 is the Taru. For the macrocosmic orb, for very easy, the difficulty level says it's 103. With easy being 106 and normal being 109, and then it's scaling up from there. I recommend, if you're not sure exactly where you're at, even if you are at, say, item level 119, do a little easier of a tier first, just so that way you're not wasting your seals, and then ramp it up as you think you can handle it. For the high tier battles, they start at 113, then go to 116, then 119 for normal, and then obviously go up for higher difficulties. The higher the difficulty, the more item drops you're going to get, including getting more REM chapters. Doing it on very easy, I think you're only guaranteed 2 chapter slips. Doing easy is guarantee 3, and it'll obviously keep ramping up the higher in difficulty you go. So for this, I decided to challenge myself, since someone was asking me a question about REM chapters, saying, oh, I'm not geared as well as you. So I went ahead, I got Sparks gear, and I got a Baled Axe. Just not even a great axe, just a regular axe that War can use. So I am using that, and then all the accessories that I'm using are all stuff that should be easily obtained, or you can easily obtain better stuff for that, whether it's just off the auction house or even just doing some low-level Unity NMs. You can take a look at my gear and kind of glance through what I did. When I did this, I also did it with no macros, did everything through the menu, so I'm doing it like minimalist, you know, keeping it very simple. And I went through and I was able to beat all the archangels on at least easy, or very easy, and I was able to go do the Sacred Kindred Crest, the macrocosmic orb, and cleared that without any problem. As for the archangels, I will say that I recommend having Gesho tank if at all possible. The reason for that is when the mobs get low on HP, they will actually start doing weapon skills pretty frequently and can even self-skill chain weapon skilling against you. So being able to like blink or have shadows will really help in limiting them from skill chaining, because if they get a skill chain off, it could very easily just kill your trust or kill you just with the weapon skill damage and then the skill chain damage going off. As for the macrocosmic orb, doing it on very easy on 103 difficulty, it was just a cakewalk. Just literally smashed everything. Could have probably done it at a higher difficulty, but I wanted to do it as you know, minimalist, so to speak, going into it, just to show that, you know, anyone can do this as long as you've hit 99 and put just a teeny tiny bit of work into your gear. You should be able to start getting these chapters just with a little bit of effort, and you don't need to be, you know, in really high-end gear, having like a relic and something to be able to do this stuff. You can easily solo this stuff. I'll be posting the full fights with some commentary about what I'm doing. You can find the links for these full fights down in the description below. I hope you guys got some value out of this. I hope you enjoyed this video, and may you have success in all you do.